The apprehension seems to be showing as far as across the markets is concerned. So this is once again that we are going to dip in and focus on that, because the war impact that is now slipped into the markets there. And Rupee, however, has now opened at a record low. Let's talk about that breaking update there, because Rupee has now hit a record low at 93.84 against the US dollar as US-Iran war roosts the crude oil prices. And this seems to be, when it comes to the situation that is now being witnessed, Brent crude prices that have also gone up, rising tensions in the Middle East that has heightened concerns over the ongoing disruptions to the energy supply that seems to have jeopardized the forecast of the Asia's third largest economy as well. And what we are looking at as far as the rupee, that seems to have declined around 93.84 against the US dollar, surpassing its previous record low of 93.73 on Friday. And since the onset of the conflict, the rupee has depreciated approximately 3% as one of the currencies most vulnerable to prolonged increases in oil prices. Well, this seems to be, as far as the impact that now is visible, as the rupee has now slumped to a record low against the US dollar on inflation, on war and the worries, because this seems to be what could be the next step on RBI's net short dollar book, because this has been the impact that has now been witnessed as the markets also opened today, this Monday morning. So, Ashesha, the currency opened at 93.83 against US dollar compared to last Friday's 93.76. This is another significant drop that we are looking at in the greenback. Ashesha? All right, just reconnecting that, because the markets have now opened and we are looking at, as far as the impact is now concerned, even when it comes to the gold prices, that seems to have also gone down. We're looking at silver prices also has been hitting the lower circuit. So the rupee, meanwhile, has hit a record low of around 93.83 against the US dollar, as the US-Iran war that seems to have boosted the crude oil prices, which currently, as of now, today on the 23rd of March, stands at $114 per barrel. And the Indian stock market, which ended a little bit on a higher note this Friday, seems to have opened up in the red once again. Ashesha, if you can hear me, if you can give us the market's live update, and also when it comes to the currency, how it has been impacted.
Well, yes, we are seeing a deeper correction for Indian equity markets today. Nifty, in fact, has shed 420 points in today's trading session. 22,700 is where the Nifty is trading at this point in time. Nifty Bank, that one is down 1,250 points. That's the kind of carnage that we have seen on Dalal Street. 50 to 150 is where the Nifty Bank is currently trading. A whole host of stocks and sectors continue to remain under pressure on account of the weakness that we are seeing globally, and 22,700, that will be an important mark that we need to watch out for. Now, as you rightly mentioned, we have seen a lot of correction within the precious metals basket as well. Spot gold and spot silver, both of them have corrected nearly 4 to 6% in today's trading session. This on account of expectations of higher interest rates in the global market, and that, remember, is a positive for both gold and silver, and that is the reason we are seeing some bit of profit booking when it comes to the precious metals basket. And now, since you were asking about the currency, Indian rupee is also at a fresh record low in today's trading session. Rupee continues to depreciate. We have seen that over the last few trading sessions, and that trajectory is continuing today as well. FPI outflows have been at a record, at a 6-year high in the month of March so far, and that continues to weigh heavy on the Indian rupee. So yes, several factors which continue to remain at play for the rupee, but gold and silver continue to see some bit of profit booking, and we have seen a lot of pressure on Indian equity markets this morning.
All right, Sharad, you're back with us. Is this the same sentiment that you were expecting as far as the markets today? Or do you believe that there is a cautious stance, giving the prevailing negative sentiment? And would you prefer, when it comes to, hedging positions over the trades until the greater stability that actually emerges? Because most of the sectors continue to face a lot of pressure. And should the participants maintain a stock-specific approach? What is your deal?
Well, I think situation as of now is quite uncertain, if you ask me. Because, yes, you can pick up stocks at lower levels. Some of the valuations have become very attractive. You normally don't find these levels unless there's an extraordinary event of this kind, some of the stocks which were trading high, you can get at a very reasonable price. But overall, I think it is to be held for long term. If you really want to enter the market, you can buy in smaller tranches in long term. The principal cause, apart from the crude oil, has been FII selling, which has been relentless. If you see FIIs over the last 15, 20 days, almost 1 lakh crore rupees have been sold by them. So that is also putting pressure on the markets, because what happens, long-term investors and large investors in such situations, they pull out from risky assets. The stock market obviously falls in the category of risky assets. So they pull out the money, which is the reason also putting pressure on the market. And of course, the crude oil prices, rising inflation, it is also that there might be a raise in the interest rates around the world by the central banks, because inflationary pressure because of imports. For example, in India, we are expecting imported costs to rise for paints, chemicals, fertilizers, automobiles. All sectors are going to come under pressure. It is also being feared that imports of a lot of items like polymers may be impacted, which means plastics will become expensive. So I think overall inflationary fears are leading to fall in the market.
Multiple sectors are going to be impacted, because as far as the current market trades is concerned, Sensex is down by nearly 1350 points. That has now been reported. Nifty is also down by nearly 400 points. As the markets this Monday morning have opened in the red. Asian markets, meanwhile, have also seen the impact of the escalating US-Iran war that has now weighed on the investor sentiment. Mr. Kohli, appreciate you joining us here on the broadcast. We'll be focusing more on that back after a short break.